Hey guys, stick to me here. So you see this gigantic light behind me? So that is a Godox softbox key light. And the thing is just too damn big to actually be able to be practical in terms of my video recording setup. In this box here, I have a budget key light, or they call it a ring light, but it's really not a traditional ring light. It's way better than that. From a company called Weilisi, that I picked up over on TikTok Shop. It is going viral over there right now. Content creators love this thing and they swear by it. Today, we're going to put it to the test. I'm going to take it out of the box. We're going to set it up. And we are going to take a first look to see whether or not this budget ring light, whatever kind of light, whatever you want to call it, can replace this behemoth up here. So without further ado, let's get this out of the box. Let's go.
Oh boy. It's Tech Timmy time.
All right, guys, here we are. We're with the unboxing station, and it doesn't look like there's any that much branding on the outside. Of course, all these companies now moving towards sustainable packaging. I'm gonna open the box, we'll see what's inside, and then we will attempt to put this bad Larry together. Ooh, foam. We love our foam. There we go, and there is the ring light, quote unquote ring light. And we have a nice little quick start guide here. Ooh, in color, no less. Documentation looks good. See, warning for a little quick start, battery statement, lighting effects, a natural cold warm. Nice, so this looks fairly straightforward. How to install a phone holder. So documentation looks thorough. Here we have a little gazinta here, which is our plastic remote control. All right, if anything ends up going wrong in this video, I will be sure to fast forward, save time, get through this as quickly as possible. Nice looking remote, actually. And it doesn't feel as plasticky as some of the others. Looks like we'll need a couple of AAA batteries, I'm guessing. Maybe either AA, AAA, we'll figure that out in a second. Get that going. Let's just see. That goes on like this. And here we have our little remote control for the light itself. So you can hook this up via Bluetooth, and it comes with a nice little handle. I like the little handle. And we have our little Bluetooth control for the light. That is nice. And then here is where the magic happens, obviously. So this is, I'm actually going to call this a key light. And it actually says right there, key light. I think they market it as a ring light, but it is actually a key light. And I'm hoping I can use this to replace my other. Also on the other side, we have our control. So here is our brightness. This is our Kelvin control. So it goes all the way up from 0 to, so there's 4,500 Kelvin right there, 6,500 Kelvin at the end there, and then we have our brightness, and I believe this is where you adjust the warmth as well. So very cool. Feels nice and sturdy, lightweight, definitely lighter than my other light for sure. And this all feels very solid and good. So excited about that. So we get the setup in a second. Get rid of this other piece of foam over there. I'm just going to set the light itself aside for a second. We'll see what else we have in the box. So here we have our power supply. Rip that out right here. And let's just see. All right, so we have 100 to 240 volts, which actually makes sense for a light of this magnitude. Looks like we have ample cord there as well, so that's nice. Gonna get rid of that. Here is our pole. I'm gonna call this a pole, sticking to it. So this is the pole. Presumably it's expandable. It looks like it is. Adjustable height, yes. So in order to control that, let's just see. We'll figure that out in a minute also. All right, I'm gonna set this aside for a second as well. And then here is the base. So this looks like a super straightforward install, guys. Almost silly to have me install it for you, but we're gonna do it anyway. So here I'm gonna set the box here. And we have just one other thing in the box, which is this guy here, which is probably the phone mount, and it is. Cool. So what I have to figure out is how to get that handle, or the pole, to open up nice and wide. So here we have our phone mount, and this adjusts onto the pole, presumably as well. So we're gonna take a look at the directions, and then next we're gonna get this all set up for you guys. And let's get all of the parts here, do a quick little bit of housekeeping first. Here is our remote control, and here is our other remote control for Bluetooth, our guide, our pole, and of course, the key light itself. So super straightforward. I'm super encouraged by this. And just see if I can't pull out the telescope rod. And it's just a little bit, you really need to pull on it in order to get it to extend. but it should be excellent actually in terms of length. So that's the length, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up right now. All right, so the install looks super easy, guys. Basically want to loosen this as much as possible, and then you just insert this guy in here and then tighten this guy. And it should tighten right on there nicely, and it does. It doesn't really seem to lock in place, so I guess that's pretty much it. So it just stays like that. And then this guy is for your angling. So if you wanted to have it angled like that all the time, basically, you just tighten it like that and then you can angle it. So super easy on that. This guy here just installs directly into the base. And then here we have our power cord connector. And this is just gonna go presumably right in here like that. And it slides in there nice and easy, just like that. So super easy on that. I don't have enough room here to install this to the base, but basically you're just gonna screw that in to the hole there, and then you'll be able to adjust the height. So I will show you what this looks like on the floor next. And oh yeah, this guy here is, if we want to use the phone mount, so it looks like this thing loosens, and then this guy here will allow us, so this is the lock for it. This will allow it to come undone, and then we just take this here, and you are going to essentially just clamp that onto the light where you want it, as easy as that. So that's all there is to that. All right, so it is definitely AAA batteries that we want for this guy. I'm just gonna need 2 of them. Throw those guys over here, and this is gonna go in here, just like that, and this guy, just like that. And that goes like this, and then we have our remote. All right, guys, so here we are with the key light set up on my coffee table here. I had initially thought I was getting the floor model that would stand up about yay high. My understanding is that it actually goes over 6 feet. I'm 6 feet tall. So that was the model that I thought I was unboxing, but no. So this is the mid-size version, but this is what it looks like on my coffee table. I think it's gonna be fine for my needs, actually. I don't know if it'll replace that necessarily, but I do think as a key light, it is going to work out okay. The phone mount, I will say, is nice and sturdy. In fact, I set it up with my mirrored phone case there so I get myself in the shot. Also picked that up over on TikTok Shop, by the way. And just so you know, so I actually dialed in both knobs all the way up to just to do the initial test with the remote. I have the remote in hand here. All right, so the moment of truth, I'm gonna take a step back here. Hopefully get myself in the frame. I'm gonna switch over to my sunglasses because this thing is bright. This is in the highest setting. All right, you ready? And it is daytime here, but watch this. It's like night and day, watch. Oh man, look at how much, it lights up my whole apartment, actually. But I mean, the idea being that you want to have better lighting centered on you, and this actually does that really well. And then to turn it down, you just basically can adjust the remote. The remote is super responsive. It actually works great. And then here you can actually go from light to dark, and then we can also change the warmth setting, switching back between this button and that button. So we have cold white light, regular white light, and then warm white light. I'm not crazy about the warm one. I like these other settings better. And you can obviously dial it down and adjust it however you need to. But that is basically it in a nutshell, guys. So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please smash that like button. Helps out the channel a lot. Appreciate it greatly. And yeah, so this is the Weilisi. You got it right that time. Key light. This is the medium-sized version. I will leave a link to this over to TikTok Shop. If you're on YouTube, I'll leave a link to Amazon for the same exact light. Also the larger size light as well. And on TikTok, I will try to do the same thing, but it will be over to TikTok Shop. Hope this video helped you guys. Hope to see the next one. I do all sorts of videos about tech. Oh yeah, and YouTube thinks you might like one of these next videos up on screen. If you want to check that out, I appreciate you watching, and see you